Okay, so here we are again.
So I'm Joan.
And I'm Ken.
And we're the Stewarts, and we are all over the place. This is week 5 of owning our Jayco Hummingbird trailer, and we are in the 3rd Louisiana park since we've owned it. But we've been out 4 weeks. We went to one park twice. So we are trying to figure out what we need, what we don't need, how to be efficient, how to back the trailer into the parking place, although Ken is way better at that than I am. So here we are in Lake Bruin State Park in Louisiana, St. Joseph, Louisiana, affectionately called St. Joe. And I just blanked out. You want to talk about
sure,
St. Joe?
Sure. Well, St. Joseph, or St. Joe as they call it, is the county seat of Tensaw Parish, which is a great big agricultural parish here in the Louisiana Delta. And the Mississippi River is at flood stage right now, so it's really kind of an interesting area to be in. It doesn't seem to affect Lake Bruin except for some seepage that comes in around on the ground that makes it goopy, as they told us. But all in all, it's great. There's plenty of dry camping places, and that's not a problem. The lake's a good fishing lake. There's lots of guys here with their boats, and that seems to be what you need to bring when you come to Lake Bruin. Good little restaurant down the street called Fish Tales, and it's a good country store too, but we had good food, and have been enjoying being here. It's
That's kind of the cool thing about this trip, is that we've been seeing Louisiana through new eyes. Ken was born in California, spent a lot of his life in California, or at least some childhood, some adolescence. I'm deep South born and bred, but it's been really interesting because we've had to kind of stay close to home due to work schedules, etc. It's been interesting to see Louisiana as if we were not Louisianians. And the scenery is beautiful, the wildlife is incredible, the water is everywhere. We saw alligators and raccoons in trees yesterday. Heard an owl earlier, in which I'm sure you can hear anywhere, but it's pretty exciting to sort of see our state through other people's eyes and with new eyes of our own.
well, and kind of looking for some of those places that we've never been, even though it's not that far from home. And this is one of those areas that I've never come to before. I've driven through, but never spent any time here. And we went to one of the state historical sites here in Louisiana, the Winter Quarters, which is, I won't go into the story about that, but you can look that up. And that's how we ended up seeing the alligators, because both Apple Maps and Google Maps took us to the wrong place, and we ended up driving down the top of the levee with the flood stage Mississippi River on one side and giant soybean fields on the other side being worked by tractors and so on. So it's kind of an interesting time to sit up there and watch the alligators, and these were big alligators, 10, 12-foot alligators that would be sunning on the edge of the levee, and then they'd see us and they would make a tremendous splash and take off. So it's an interesting part of Louisiana, and especially when the water's as high, to be here. So it's
and culturally different from Fairview Riverside, which is where we were a couple of weeks ago in Lafayette.
Remembered this time.
I got it right. Which is where we were a couple of weeks ago in Lafayette. The cultures are very different in that part of the state and this part of the state. And so, you know, a lot of people who've never been to Louisiana go, oh, do you have alligators in your backyard? Well, no, we don't. But there's enough water around that if you want to see an alligator, you can probably go find one. So we live in Baton Rouge near Louisiana State University, and we actually live on a small lake, and there is reputed to be an alligator in that lake. We've seen it maybe once or twice. But we're looking forward to seeing some other places too. But we're really excited to share this time with you. As we've said, we're kind of all over the place, so I'm going to really the guys can quit listening at this point in time, but one of the things that I'm really sort of trying to figure out now is like wardrobe and makeup for efficiency. I want to like only pack the minimal amount of stuff, only pack the minimal amount of makeup, if any, and trying to figure out the bug spray and the wasp spray and the ant spray and how many of those things do we need. So it's a great experiment and adventure.
Right. We felt pretty comfortable this weekend and only had a couple of things we wish we had with us, but it was things like a broom. You know, you just don't think about things like that till you get here. So anyway,
right. And I need the broom so that I can dust off the picnic table, so that I can actually put my yoga mat on it and maybe do a few stretches, because although we're walking a lot, I'm not getting my yoga class in here, so I'm trying to figure that out.
So,
welcome to our world.
Right. If you enjoy boating and want to see a different part of Louisiana, come to Lake Bruin. It's a lot of interesting things around here. It's 45 minutes or so south of Monroe and Vicksburg, and about the same north of Natchez and Vidalia and Faraday. So it's kind of in the central part of the state. Like I said, lots of cotton fields. I'm sure they'll be beautiful in next fall when the cotton is ripe. But
oh yeah, did we say that? We're here in March, end of March is what this is right now. The trees are just beginning to green a little bit.
Right. Last week we were in full spring in Baton Rouge, and we're about 120 miles north, and it was about a week and a half behind, but just in the week we've been here, it's turned very, very green, or the few days we've been here, it's turned very green, and it'll all be leafed out here pretty quick.
So, traveling mercies to you all.